The original godfather of hip-hop just made a move that has the entire culture in a frenzy. So stop everything you're doing. Rake. The rake, indeed. Rap cadence was revolutionized by this man. The blueprint, the one with all the finest MCs, including Nasbos and Kendrick. He just said something so decisive and strong. This might be the official handover of the crown, according to ad enthusiasts. Rake gazed directly at the camera in a private video that somehow made its way online before being removed. Yes, Rake just declared Kendrick the true GOAT without mentioning Drake. He stated, "If you're wondering who's carrying this thing right now, it's Kendrick, point blank. He's the one." This isn't just an opinion, so let that settle. This is coming from a man whose name is actually inscribed on the foundation of hip-hop in gold letters. You're in for another surprise if you believe that the internet simply sat back and did nothing. Because the true ones listen to Rake when he talks, this one incident simply rocked the industry. The next issue is if Drake will return the clap or if it was the last nail in the crown. You must comprehend the significance of Drake's voice. In this culture, appreciate how momentous his crowning of Kendrick Lamar is. It's more than just a cosign. This is a moment that has been building for 30 years. Let's go back a long way. Rakim made his debut with Eric B. and Rakim in the 1980s. The man did more than just rap, you know? Rap was transformed by him. Flows were basic, bouncy, and stiff prior to Rake. Rake's internal rhyme schemes. Multi-God was speaking through him. "Vinyl," he said. "I'm not kidding. I used to let the microphone smoke." His name has remained the standard ever since. Therefore, the game listens to Rake when he talks rather than arguing. As we move forward to 2025, hip-hop is at war. Two giants are engaged in a wide-open game. Kendrick, the poetic swordsman, and Drake, the world's dominant force. Drake dominates the charts, memes, and hits. However, Kendrick has the message, the spirit, and the bold pen. This year, their rivalry erupted. You guys are aware of what I'm discussing. Not that we weren't a freaking movement. Not only a disc. Kendrick emerged from the darkness. Dropped bars that caused the globe to pause and blaze through the business. Hip-hop legends began to weigh in, with Chuck D stating that Kendrick reminded him of his early days as a public enemy. Black Thought referring to him as a living weapon, and Lauryn Hill showing up at his show and hugging him like a son returning home. Yo, is he the real GOAT now? Has Drake finally been knocked off the throne? And y'all, it wasn't just whispers. This man studied Rake, his entire cadence, control, and breathwork. That's straight from the Rake School of Rhyme. You don't get to pimp a butterfly or a good kid. Mad City without understanding, paid in full. Kendrick Lamar has never been about fame or clout, so you can bet that he felt the weight of that silence. In fact, in previous interviews, Kendrick even stated, "Rake made me slow down and master my words. He taught me how to control my breathing." Documents. That's not just respect, that's reverence. And over the years, Kendrick has paid quiet homage. In 2013, he opened a show with Rake's voice playing through the speakers. In 2016, he name-dropped Rake in his Grammy acceptance speech. In 2020, he posted a throwback pic of Rake with the caption, "We're still catching up." Rake naming Kendrick the genuine GOAT at this particular moment wasn't a coincidence. Rather, it was the passing of the torch. However, here's the clip that leaked wasn't supposed to be released, but someone close to the production couldn't keep quiet. So they showed the footage to a blogger and told him that Rake didn't hesitate. He claimed that Kendrick embodies everything hip-hop was built for, calling him a warrior poet and a voice of his people. Apparently, insiders say Rake didn't just make that statement off the cuff. A private sit-down interview is coming. Talented. But Kendrick is timeless. and that one line that Kendrick is timeless has been trending for hours. Drake fans are upset, accusing him of being biased and claiming that Rake is out of touch, saying that his entire style is outdated. But the truth is that even they know deep down that if Rake calls you GOAT, the culture is changing. Kendrick didn't gloat, post a tweet, or even react. But last night, someone saw him in Compton with his crew wearing a black hoodie that now... The question isn't just, is Kendrick better than Drake? One word, one message. Just reascended. He inherited a legacy, and just as Rake once stood alone at the top, microphone in hand, reshaping the genre, now it's Kendrick's turn. The question is, if the creator of lyrical excellence says the crown belongs to Kendrick, who's left to challenge it? Just 2 hours after the video of Rake calling Kendrick went viral, boom, Drake's team released what they are calling the real truth behind Kendrick's rise and trust. The internet hadn't even finished processing Rake's GOAT crowning of Kendrick Lamar when Drake's team came out swinging. By this, I mean that they fired shots from every direction. The shade was surgical, y'all. First came the tweet from Drake's longtime friend and OVO engineer, 40, which said, "Respect to the OGs, but some of them aren't watching the numbers. Statistics don't lie, but loyalty is fantastic. Oh, the whole force of passive aggression is upon us." The unofficial spokesperson for Drake's digital army, DJ Economics, went on a full-fledged tirade on Twitch, accusing Rake of being biased and out of date. You guys are really worshipping a verse from All Right like it's the second coming, ignoring the fact that Drake went south for no one in the same year. Bro, Kendrick dropped like a ghost and came back mad. That's not GOAT behavior. It's emo. He concluded the stream by saying, Kendrick makes classics. Drake runs the culture, and fans' era split down the middle. Some defended Kendrick vehemently. We don't want another 2-year slide. Others supported Drake, saying that Kendrick can rap circles, but who is playing his songs at the club or in the car every day? That's Drake. But what really set things on fire was the leak. Oh, yes, another leak occurred when a close contact at Universal Music Group sent a number of screenshots to a small but well-known hip-hop blog. These weren't just any receipts, though. They were contract documents from 2011 that demonstrated that Kendrick's early distribution deal with Top Dog Entertainment wasn't approved by Dr. Dre Buttruther, was initially made possible by a marketing deal that was funded by, wait for it, Jimmy Iovine. Now, why is that shady? According to the leak, the deal included press manipulation clauses that allegedly required media platforms to brand Kendrick as the future of lyricism in exchange for early access to Interscope exclusives. Hold on. If this document is authentic canned, that's a big fit, means that Kendrick's ascent to lyrical fame may have been partially planned behind the scenes with assistance from the same execs who built Eminem and 50 Cent. The blog that published it. This isn't about talent, they said, adding a little zing to uncovered.net. Although Kendrick was always a marketing ploy. Fans went crazy. According to some, this is the Drake camp's frantic attempt to limit the damage. Wait a minute. If Kendrick's image was staged by the industry, what else has been staged? Others asked, be fourth audio tapes shown. According to a purportedly outdated audio recording from a 2015 roundtable meeting at a label office, the Kendrick's PR staff states that if we lean, can bridge the older demo and get the purest audience by incorporating the Rake parallels. It allows him to gain legitimacy without going up against Drake on streaming. Are we hearing this correctly, everyone? A direct tactic to portray Kendrick as Rake's heir years before Rake had publicly co-signed him. Fans of Kendrick are now in a frenzy. The story may have been constructed using blueprints and Drake's supporters. Not because the bars are phony or anyone is questioning his writing. They're having a 4th of July celebration. Titles such as "The Rake Lie Exposed." Kendrick is a PR baby goat manufactured flooded Twitter. But hold on, because Kendrick's team gave a forceful retort. Punch from TDE, who has been with Kendrick since the beginning, wrote, "Let's talk facts. Ain't no machine wrote those verses. No put that pain in his voice. Y'all are trying to rewrite history Picasso's. Your fave is scared to write a verse. To write a verse." Boom. Then Kendrick's Spotify profile was updated once more, featuring a brand new banner image of a man sitting on a broken throne with fire behind him. There was no explanation or caption, but fans understood exactly what it meant. He's not shaken. He's watching, and he's waiting. Now, we have the bombshells. Drake's camp releases receipts, implying that Kendrick's lyrical GOAT status was prearranged years in advance. Kendrick's team responds with symbolism and perhaps a new song in the works. And, last but not least, we haven't even reached the real twist yet, as Drakey is scheduled to appear live on a hip-hop panel tomorrow. Rumor has it that Rake is aware of the leaks and is prepared to talk. Fans, bloggers, artists, and even label executives were all watching Rake live on a surprise panel hosted by the Real Mic Check podcast. The panel was supposed to be a quiet conversation about hip-hop history. But when the hosts dared to ask about the leaked Kendrick clip, Rake didn't bat an eye. He leaned forward, looked directly into the camera, and said, "Yeah, I said what I said in the calmest voice that he has ever used. Kendrick is the one, doesn't anyone write like him?" For a period. Boom. No hesitation, no backpedaling.ng. But it didn't stop there, because just when everyone thought he was going to shut the haters down and move on, he dropped a bomb. Rake said, "You know what? Let's have a serious conversation. I was approached by a TDE representative back in 2015. And they wanted me to perform with Kendrick on XXL. I declined, not because of Kendrick, but more because I'm not involved in politics. I wanted the artwork to speak. But wait, what? T was aware of the branding push and decided to stay out of it until now. But that's not even the most outrageous part." Rake then said something so shocking that the podcast had to cut to commercial for 5 minutes. As you can see, that clip wasn't even the whole story. There was another cut of that interview where I stated that Kendrick was fighting against the machine, not with it, but they cut that out. BRO, so now we've got a completely different twist. And guess who's being accused of selectively editing the footage to create drama? A well-known marketing firm known to work with the Get This Strikes team. Yes, the clip that leaked was an edit, not the whole truth. Rake claimed that Kendrick is the GOAT because he resisted the industry trap rather than because he leaned into it. The real version, according to the whistleblower before being uploaded by accident, surviving it, he said that the industry tried to make Kendrick into a clone, but he broke out, which is why he is respected. In other words, what was supposed to be a takedown of Kendrick was completely turned upside down, and now Drake's camp is in disarray. Their storyline simply broke under pressure, and social media is going crazy. A fake Twitter thread is trending. #1 at bars before charts, and you guys manipulated Rake's voice to protect Drake's feelings. This is a mess of love and hip-hop proportions. Even Nas jumped in on Instagram, posting a black square with a crown emoji and then tagging Kendrick Lamar and RKIM. No caption, just respect. TikTok reactions. Creators were reenacting Kendrick throwing an imaginary microphone and walking off in slow motion. Side by side of Rake and Kendrick with captions like "Legacy Secured." Reaction videos with over 1 million views in 2 hours. This is where things became dangerously real. One of Drake's former ghostwriters, a figure akin to Quentin Miller, posted a mysterious message on his story that read, "You can only hide behind algorithms for so long. The pen tells the truth." Oh, Is someone from OVO going to reveal more information? If Kendrick was singled out by label executives and misrepresented, by edited footage and still emerged victorious, that's not just survival. That's undeniable reign. Although Kendrick remained silent, an unsettling event occurred that has everyone convinced he's about to Spotify glitched. Yes, for real. Kendrick's discography went dark for about 15 minutes, and when it reappeared, the playlist, The Reckoning Pending, had no songs, just the title, and fans were going crazy. Some people think he's planning to release an entire EP based on this story, while others think he's been planning this chess move all along because don't forget Kendrick, every step is purposeful. Every silence is deafening, and now that Rackham's entire message has been made public, the industry responded in ways that no one anticipated. After Rake's unfiltered and raw live clapback cleared the air, and Loki destroyed the narrative Drake's camp attempted to plant. Let's start with Snoop Dogg, who wasted no time in weighing in, jumping on Instagram Live and puffing away as usual and saying, "Man, I told y'all back when Damn dropped that boy Kendrick ain't just rapping. He provided testimony. The Godfather?" Rake said it aloud. Sealed, baby, sealed. But he wasn't just talking. Fans noticed a whiteboard in the background of Snoop's live, and guess what was written there? KLXSD track. Wait, are Snoop and Kendrick going to collaborate again? And it doesn't. J. Cole, who hasn't been active lately, released a mysterious tweet. "You all are finally catching up." That's it, just that one line, no tag. No emoji, but fans immediately connected it to the Rock statement and the GOAT debate. If you thought it could get any more iconic, wait, Jay-Z's ROC Nation account shared a picture of Kendrick and Rake side by side with the caption, "Only a few can bend language into legacy." It only required that. Logs went into overdrive, and TikTok stitches, reaction videos, and thought pieces with titles like "Kendrick Ain't the Next Rake" were all over the hip-hop streets. Drake's fans didn't take the loss well, though, as one prominent OVO stan account posted an entire diss thread accusing Kendrick of hiding behind artsy rollout tricks and being too emotional to run the charts. However, that only encouraged Kendrick's defenders too. Drake fumbled the crown on the day hip-hop got recentered. "You can't use a billboard as a shield forever," was posted. Even Hip Hop DX, who is renowned for playing neutral, commented, "If Drake was the algorithm, Kendrick is the algorithm's glitch." Kendrick won this with silence, soul, and resistance. That's royalty. And Rake just crowned the king's mistake. Deep, but hold on, it gets spicier. A major producer who has worked on several hip-hop award shows went to Threads and said that the discussions that are taking place behind the scenes following Rake's remarks are going to be different next year. Translation: while Drake, who has always been praised for his gifts, may be watching from the crowd, Kendrick might be receiving the ultimate legacy award. Now, let's talk about the people. TikTok creators were on fire. In one viral skit, Kendrick was seen walking calmly while everything around him burned, with the caption, "When the throne is yours and you haven't even reached for it." Rake's voice was altered by another artist using the music from Kendrick's The Heart Part 5, and it gave shivers. People began creating a timeline on Reddit's hip-hop thread dubbed The Coronation, which is a comprehensive collection of instances when Kendrick was gradually approaching this climactic moment. From his Control verse to his Pulitzer to the present. One user commented, "Kendrick isn't just an artist. He is the epitome of the long game." We're re-emphasizing Kendrick's editorial placements, according to a leaked Slack screenshot from a big streaming provider, and that's pretty much it. Record executives are reportedly concerned now. After Rake's video was released, engagements increased by 75%. As one fan put it, "You can't stream your way out of that." Translation: Kendrick is back on top, not just with respect, but with real industry power. As for Drake, insiders say he's not done. Rumor has it that he's planning a world-shifting feature collaboration, possibly with a Latin megastar, to freshen his buzz and divert attention from the Rake wave. But will it work, or is it too late? Rake posted a rare follow-up right when things were starting to cool. He was sitting quietly in a video with no caption, sporting a hoodie that said, "The real ones? No." You believed it was finished. Yes, the mysterious, silent, bamboo flute-playing rap genius Andre 3000, the man who hardly ever speaks, hardly ever releases music, and whose every word feels like hip-hop scripture, went on a live jazz podcast that featured really niche content. Oh no, the fire just got gasoline poured all over it because, guess what? He casually said, there are only a few still making rap that aren't afraid of silence. Kendrick's one of them. He reminds me of when Rake wouldn't bend. Wait, what? The host froze. The chat exploded. The internet instantly clipped it. Andre 3000 aligned himself with Rake and Kendrick. Andre isn't just another rapper. He's the bar. He's the soul of lyricism. And if he believes Kendrick is the one, then game, set, match. But here's the twist that really got things going. A mysterious account called The Golden Chain appeared on SoundCloud just hours after that clip appeared. There was no artist listed, no tags, no credits, just one audio file called RefM Intro. And when fans clicked, it was a deep voice narration of Rake's own words sampled and recut over an eerie beat. Eerie beat. The throne isn't inherited, the voice says. When quiet speaks louder than sound, it's earned. Then a voice eerily similar to Kendrick's hums into the fade. Fans went feral. Subreddits are lit with theories. Is this Kendrick dropping a surprise project under an alias? Xander 3000 involved in curating it. Did Rake approve the use of his voice? Even more chilling, the SoundCloud bio said, only real ones decode legacy. And you know what? In a matter of hours, Drake deleted all of his Instagram posts, no owls, no captions, no clapbacks, and, according to purported insiders, he paused his next single, which was set to drop on Friday. Industry insiders claim that Drake is reassessing the climate, knowing that the narrative is no longer his. Kendrick didn't name-drop, diss him, or subtweet. He simply existed, and legends began referring to him as the present and the future. No disrespect is meant to any artist, but when you hear your own spirit and someone else's delivery, you salute it. Even Rake's crew said in a follow-up statement. Fans are now simply waiting for Kendrick to speak, for Drake to finally say something, and for the golden chain to be real. You can sense it as we sit in silence, can't you? This isn't just a beef. It's a changing of the guard, and if Kendrick responds with music, it's over. The game shook, but what do you think? Is Kendrick really the GOAT now that Rake and Andre 3000 gave him the nod? Was this a direct diss to Drake? Are fans just connecting dots that don't exist? What's up with the golden chain? Do you think Kendrick is about to use the hashtags #RawKOM set, #Kendrick the Crowned, and #Golden Chain Theory, because this isn't just the end of one. It's the beginning of another. Hit the like button if you're riding with Kendrick. Hit subscribe if you're watching the throne flip in real time. And turn on those notifications, because if K. breathes near a beat, we're going to be the first to break it. Drop a surprise project. Let us know in the comments right now, because this is the kind of debate that breaks group chats, ends barbershop peace treaties, and has hip-hop heads pulling up old mixtapes for proof. This is Star Hush, where legends are made, crowns are snatched, and history doesn't just repeat, it rhymes. Stay woke, stay loud, stay tuned. And until the next time, the throne has been spoken for. And believe me, baby, if the Golden Chain Project is real, Drake claps back in desperation. If Kendrick finally speaks, you're going to want front row seats for that explosion.